G'day. What if yes was the only option? Been spending a bit of time on the road again over the last couple of weeks, and as always is the case when I come across these customer service type experiences, there's always one or two things that really resonate with me. And over the last couple of weeks, it's been this idea of just saying yes to the guest or to the customer. The customer is always right, if you like to use that analogy. And it's something that reminded me of an old GM I had years and years ago, best GM I ever had in a hotel. His policy was nobody in that hotel could say no to a guest, except for him. And so if the receptionist felt they had to say no to a guest, they would have to refer it to the supervisor. If the supervisor still couldn't say yes to that guest, then they would take it to the front office manager. And so on up the tree until such time as the GM is now faced with a guest and only he or she is able to say no to that particular guest. And what I love about that pretty simple policy is that it instills a default of yes. It basically says, if we have to solve this problem, if we have to make this guest happy, how do we do it? And it's something that I think is missing in so many organizations, especially, ironically, customer service organizations, because we put these systems and processes in place to ensure consistency, to ensure that things work within the guidelines. But the reality is that so often what we end up doing is not allowing the freedom and flexibility of the individual to go and then respond to a guest who actually has a specific want or need that they could actually fix. Whether it's from, what's on the breakfast menu, what's available for breakfast based on your package or based on your pricing. If I didn't want to have the tomatoes and the bacon and I wanted to have something else that was actually cheaper for you, why can't I have that? Well, you can't, sir, because that's not in your package. Little things like that. And so I think what you need to think about in your organization is, have you configured it? Have you sort of predefined your systems and your processes to default to yes? Just a thought to think about. And this idea of what's your default, I think I'm going to speak about that a little bit later too. It's an interesting concept I've read about just recently. Alrighty, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back again tomorrow. See ya.